बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम व्यूवर्स, वेलकम बैक टू फरा मिस्कीन्स चैनल। मैंने लास्ट पे आप लोगों को हक महर का बताया था और आप लोगों ने उम्मीद है उसको समझा होगा। कोई भी क्वेश्चंस हो आप कमेंट में पूछ सकते हैं। सो टुडे वी विल टच अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इशू विच इज़ नोन एज वेज ऑफ सेपरेशन इन इस्लाम। ठीक है, और हम कोशिश करेंगे कि हम इसको कुरान और सुन्ना के लिहाज से पढ़ें। अब ये देखिए, तलाक इन शरिया मीन्स टू सवेयर or you can say to break the bond of nikah. So first of all, let me tell you that I am taking this using this lecture of a scholar. Let me show you by Maulana Ilyas Dalal. He has very beautifully, comprehensively explained divorce in Islam. This is how I am using his slides. So I am acknowledging that I am using his slides for you. Islamic law of divorce is probably the most misunderstood branch of Islamic law, which is misunderstood because people don't know the actual essence of talaq. Like, it's not that whenever you want you divorce your wife. Allah recommends to hold family relation, husband and wife relation, and try not to go to the extent of divorce. But still, Allah does not burden anybody to live in a situation which is unbearable, so he has given many ways of separation. So see, you are studying marriage and divorce in the light of Quran and Sunnah. Marriage in Islam is not simply a contract, as I have already mentioned in part 1, like other commercial contracts such as sale, hire, partnership, duration, etc. In essence, the marriage tie in Islam consists of two elements, contract and ibadat. So it is not only a contract, but it is a way of worship as well. I have told you that the name sacred contract is given to it. So this is how marriage has great importance. So marriage viewed from one perspective is a contractual relationship in that it is based on the consent of the parties. No boy and girl, man or woman can be forced to go for the marriage contract without their consent. And from another perspective, it is an act of ibadat. So there is no doubt that the existence of a nation and lineage and the preservation of its characteristics are not possible without the divinely prescribed limits and Islamic law. This is how I have told you in my previous part 1 as well, that this is very respectable relation, and of course it is very important for the preservation of one lineage, यानी नस्ल की हिफाजत भी इससे होती है. So Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam completed and perfected every respect and branch of divine law. He paid particular attention to marital life and demonstrated and taught the various laws regarding maintenance, dowry, divorce, etc. So marriage is a complete branch. It gives us a lot of respect, which I have already discussed. The power of finance to the female, which we have discussed under the heading of dower. So today, unfortunately, if situation arises, what Islam says about the divorce, and let us see what the writer has said about the reality of talaq. So, for the perpetuity of the calmness and tranquility of society, the Sharia has also made permissible a distasteful things such as talaq, which can be applied in certain unfortunate cases. See, so he said it can be applied into unfortunate cases, which means that it is not recommended कि बस दिल किया तो I leave you or I divorce you, divorce you, divorce you. No, when things really become serious, then this step should be taken. The reason being that in some cases the real benefit of nikah is not achieved due to a number of reasons. For example, due to their weakness in their physical and natural abilities, or the inability to cope up with the habits and nature of others. So this is how, like, there are so many reasons. It We need to keep in mind what Islam has told us. Now, you must have seen that divorce is allowed, but it is not favorite act by Allah Almighty. Let us see that when it comes to divorce, so before divorce, what Quran says. Quran in Surah Nisa says, if you fear a breach between the two of them, then appoint two arbitrators, one from his family and the other from hers. If they seek to set things aright, Allah will cause their reconciliation. For Allah has full knowledge and is acquainted with all things. So, the people who just divorce and divorce by saying three times together thinks that this relation is broken. In Quran, Allah Ta'ala very clearly said that if you two are not settling down with each other, so you should know that what is the way that they should proceed before taking this severe step. And what is that step? Allah Ta'ala clearly said in Surah An-Nisa that appoint टू आर्बिट्रेटर्स. आर्बिट्रेटर वो होते हैं जो आप लोग के दरमियान मसाइल को हल करते हैं, और वो कौन हो सकते हैं? वन फ्रॉम हिज एंड वन फ्रॉम हर्स फैमिली, एंड फॉर द purpose of making things right, not for the purpose of separating them from each other, for the purpose of reconciliation. So this is how before divorce Allah has also guided us in Quran and Sunnah what should we take, what steps we should take. The Prophet of Allah has also said, the curse of Allah rests on him who repudiates his wife with no proper reason. Allah does not like the person who divorces his wife without any reason. Means many times they say we like another lady, so they just divorces him. You have not washed clothes, my you have not washed my house or cleansed my house, and they just like, there are very tiny issues which are observed nowadays. There's no patience among the couples, and they just the husband just divorces her without any proper reason. And when it says a proper reason, then it should be a proper reason, like it should be a serious reason which is not permitting both of them to live together. So the man who bears the ill manners of his wife will receive reward equivalent to what Allah gave to Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salam during his afflictions. The woman who bears her husband's ill manners shall receive the reward equivalent to what he granted Asiya alayhi salam, the righteous wife of Pharaoh. So see, Allah Ta'ala will reward them the more they will try to remain in the same relationship. Now let us see what is talaq in Sharia. Right? In Abu Dawud it is mentioned that among the things that Allah greatly dislikes but has allowed is divorce. Allah does not bound us to bear the toxic behaviors to the limit that one becomes a psycho, but Allah recommends us to take as long as one can take this relationship. But if not, then okay, divorce is there, but it is not that much liked. Then in Tirmizi it is said, in the sight of Allah the worst of all halal acts is talaq. So yes, it is halal, it is sent by Allah Almighty, but like he does not recommend it that we should be offensive and get immediate action. Then in Mishkat it is said, whichever woman asks her husband for talaq, the fragrance of Jannat is haram upon her. So if a woman says to her husband that I need divorce, so Allah does not like that woman. Then make nikah but do not give talaq, because talaq shakes the arsh of Allah, yani throne of Allah, yani Allah does not like it, and it is a very severe act that if one opts for it. There is so many misconception, or there are so many questions which normally female ask, that why the right of divorce is given to men. So Allah has made men responsible for overseeing the rights of women and to attend to their moral character. Islam has also placed the delicate and important issues such as talaq in his hands as well. It has also placed barriers and limits for its implementation so that it cannot be abused. So, when the discussion of talaq is raised in the Quran, then this act is attributed to men because Allah says, when you issue talaq to women, when you have divorced her, when they intend talaq, in his hand is the knot of nikah. So, to quote all these from Quran means that Allah has given this right of giving divorce to man. It is also mentioned in Hadith, indeed, the right of talaq lies in the hands of the one who holds the thigh, means who holds the responsibility of the homes. But let me remind you, students and dear audience, that Allah has allowed man to divorce his wife, but it does not mean that if he is sitting normally and he feeling something and he just divorces her. No, there are certain rules which are set by Sharia and scholars and mujtahidun, which should be followed while divorcing a wife. What are those rules? Number one, the talaq given by a sane married adult will be valid. सेन मीन्स अक्ल से बिल्कुल सही हो, कोई उसको मेंटल प्रॉब्लम ना हो और वो समझता हो कि मैं ये कौन सा एक्ट करने जा रहा हूँ, यानी ही इज़ गोइंग टू गिव डाइवोर्स. Number two, the talaq given during sleep by the husband will be invalid. Of course, a sleepy person is considered as a died person, so how he can divorce wife, right? How it can be accepted? Then number three, the talaq given during the state of intoxication will be valid. Now the question arises, how when a person is intoxicated, he does not he does not know what he is saying. He is not in his senses. So how it can be valid? Why it is considered valid? Because he intentionally takes wine, and then when he intentionally takes wine, so drinks wine, it means maybe he has an intention to be in a state of intoxication and to divorce the wife. So that is how it will be considered valid. Number four, the female cannot divorce her husband, but under certain conditions, the wife can appeal to the qazi to have the nikah annulled. Now, viewers, leave this point here. What are the rights of divorce given to women? I'll later definitely explain it. Number five, the talaq given in the state of anger will be valid, since no one gives the talaq in a state of happiness. So some people say this, I don't want to leave my wife because I was in anger and that is how I divorced her. So yes, it will be accepted. Why you divorced her? Why you are always in anger and you don't know this is a very serious relation, which because of your angerness will be no more in working with each other? So it will be considered valid. Number six, the talaq uttered while joking or messing around will be valid. So, let me tell you, viewers, that we have said that it is a most unliked halal act by Allah Almighty. So, in jokes, not at all accepted. Number seven, the talaq uttered under the condition of threat and duress will be valid if it is proved that someone has forced the man to divorce the wife. Then that divorce will also be considered valid, because why you have accepted? It's okay, they were threatening you, they were forcing you, but it does not mean that you take such a big step. Number 8, the number of talaq a husband can give his wife is 1, 2 or 3. So there is a proper procedure, we will discuss later on, inshallah. Number 9, the husband who gave 1 or 2 talaqs can reconcile by retracting means of raju. So Allah has given in Quran, which we have discussed in the before talaq verse as well, that arbitrators are appointed for reconciliation. So reconciliation means वो रजू कर सकते हैं एक दूसरे को अगर तो 3 तलाक़ें ना हुई हों. Number 10, if 3 talaqs are given in one sentence, it will be regarded as 3 talaqs and not 1. This is also a point where a lot of discussion is there, and it is two school of thoughts view. We will discuss later on, but generally the rules are that still there are certain circumstances and evidences which says that it will be considered as final talaq. Number 11, the maintenance for the divorced woman is paid by the husband until her iddat is over. So, if she is in iddat, till she is in iddat, the husband has to give her maintenance. And number 12, the husband who is dumped will divorce his wife by means of sign and writing. So, if someone thinks that husband is not mentally mature but he still wants to divorce the wife, then he has to write that I divorce my wife, and he will sign it, so it will be considered that it was his willing that he divorced her. Now, dear viewers, this is another very important area which needs to be understood, and it is, of course, from the Quran and Sunnah that we are discussing this point. What is that point? Right of divorce must be exercised in the prescribed time, any time of, and what is that prescribed time? It is time of purity. But let us see what Quran says. The marriage should not be cancelled at any time at the arbitrary will of the husband. So, as time and again I am repeating for your clarification and for reminding myself that yes, this right is given to the husband, but it does not mean that whenever he wants, he will take this opportunity to divorce his wife. Allah has in Quran told the way how he should divorce his wife. The Quran has specified. So viewers, Quran says, and so let me read what Quran says. The Quran has specified a fixed period within which the right of divorce must be exercised. In Surah Talaq, verse number 1, Allah says, when you divorce women, divorce them at their prescribed periods. Now, what is this prescribed periods? The prescribed periods referred to in this verse means a period of purity in which sexual relations have not taken place, means husband and wife have not touched each other. This also appears from a statement of the well-known Sahabi Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, where he explains the above verse. The statement of Allah divorces them at their prescribed period means divorce them in a period of purity in which physical relation has not taken place, यानी पाकी की हालत में हो या periods भी ना हुए हो. See, now there is a word tahir period of tahir. Like so, husband gives one talaq to his wife when she is in a purity and does not cohabit with her. So till she does not have her periods, husband divorces her, and till period she does not have he does not have any, or she does not have any relation with him, physical relation. Methods of talaq. Then again, the three periods, let me explain you a little bit further. When wife is in a state of purity, husband gives one talaq to wife and doesn't cohabit with her. Then her periods come, the periods are over, again she is in purity, husband does not have any relation with her. Then second periods comes, when they are over, then third periods purity era is there, time is there, he does not cohabit. Fourth period, then again periods come, it means the divorce happened if he does not reconcile. One divorce happens, right? But let me tell you some other methods of talaq, which are basically three methods: talaq-e ahsan, talaq-e hasan, and talaq-e biddat. Dear viewers, please pay attention to these kinds so that your questions which might be in your mind will be cleared, and if still not cleared, please, without any offense, you may send a question in the comments, and I'll try to answer it via Farah Miskeen's channel. First comes talaq-e ahsan. The husband gives his wife one in talaq-e ahsan. The husband gives his wife one talaq while she is not menstruating, right? She is pure, on condition that he does not cohabit with her during this period of purity. Yani there are two conditions in talaq-e ahsan. She does not have periods, any menses. Number two, she has no physical relation with husband, so she is in a pure purity. Thereafter, she is allowed to complete her iddat of 3 complete menstrual cycles if she is not expecting. An expectant mother iddat will terminate at childbirth. Let me explain you here little bit कि iddat जो है अगर husband एक प्रेग्नेंट वाइफ को तलाक देता है तो उसकी इद्दत तब तक रहेगी जब तक बेबी पैदा ना हो जाए. अदरवाइज तलाक ऐसन क्या है, व्हेन शी इज़ इन अ प्योरिटी इन 3 consecutive cycle and her husband does not have any relation with her, she is not in her menses, and then one divorces occurs. It has also some rules. The husband may reconcile with his wife without making a new nikah before the termination of her iddah by means of rajat. So, if husband wishes and he considers that his decision is not right and he wants to go back to the wife during the period of talaq-e-ahsan, he can, but before iddat. The husband may reconcile with his wife after her iddat. However, this is done by performing a new nikah. So, for example, in talaq-e-ahsan, iddat passes, he does not raju to her, reconcile to her, but then he realizes that he should, and then he reconciles with her. Then they have to go for a small nikah, in the sense like in front of their elders. They will say that we accept each other and they can go for this. And then upon the expiry of the prescribed period of waiting or iddat, the wife is free to marry her some husband or whoever she wants. If a continuous 3 purity periods goes on and he does not reconcile, of course the divorce occurs, final divorce occurs, then she is free to go to marry any person after iddat. It is preferable that the divorce be evidenced by 2 witnesses to avoid any dispute. वैसे तो व्यूअर्स देर इज़ नो नीड ऑफ एविडेंस इन डाइवोर्स, बट नाउ डेज यू नो पीपल मे से दैट द मैन मे से दैट आई डिडंट से दिस एक्सेट्रा. सो इन तलाक़-ए-ahsan द प्रोसीजर इज़ सो kind and so fluent, which helps in reconciliation and in thinking back to take decision. But still, if not, then it's recommended that if elders are there, so they should say yes, they are now divorced or they have reconciliated. Now comes talaq-e-ahsan, the second method, in which the husband gives his wife 3 talaqs in 3 consecutive periods. Consecutive tahir yani pure periods. It is conditional that the husband does not cohabit with his wife during these 3 periods. So let's suppose husband says that I want to divorce her, but he divorces her in 3 months regular after her periods. He does not have a relation with her. So this is known as talaq-e-hasan, and the rules are that husband can reconcile with his wife after the first and second divorce by means of rajat, again reconciliation, raju. The husband cannot reconcile with his wife after third divorce, of course, क्योंकि वो ख़त्म हो जाएगी शादी. The third is the intention of the Prophet in using the term sunnah is not that reward will be received, because the act of giving 3 divorces in 3 stages of purity is permissible, but is not liked and recommended. As I am time and again telling you that talaq is not recommended, not liked by Allah Almighty, and of course the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. On the contrary, the meaning is this, that this procedure has been adopted in religion and that there will be no punishment for the adoption on this procedure. So it is somewhere allowed. See, the third method is known as talaq-e-biddat. Why? Let us see. In this method, a husband divorces his wife with 3 talaqs in one instance. For example, he says, I give you 3 talaqs, or he says, I give you talaq, I give you talaq, I give you talaq. यानी जो कि हमारी सोसाइटी में बहुत ज़्यादा था, मैं तुम्हें तलाक देता हूँ, तलाक देता हूँ, तलाक देता हूँ. एक ही टाइम पे उसी वक्त ये है तलाक़-ए-बिद्दत. A husband divorces his wife 1 or 2 talaqs while she is in a state of periods. इस ये क्यों नहीं सही कि अक्सर वो अपनी menstruation cycle में होती है and he divorces her. So it's not allowed. A husband divorces his wife giving 1 talaq while in period, or a husband divorces his wife giving her 1 talaq while she is pure. and also cohabited with her. So these are the conditions which make it as a talake biddat, and it has also some rules. For example, if the husband had given talaq to his wife while she was in her periods, it is mustahab for the husband to retract his divorce by means of revocation. Up see, you need to look at the rules and understand it, that how clear Islam has given certain conditions. Number two, any form of talaq biddat will be considered as a valid and recognized talaq. Therefore, if the husband gave his wife a talaq biddat but thereafter retracted it and gave her another talaq, then this will be regarded as two talaqs. In talaq biddat, he can come back and reconcile with her, but if he'll after reconciliation again divorce her, so it will be considered as a two divorces. The iddat for a non-expectant mother, yani non-pregnant mother who is divorced, is 3 complete period cycles, and the iddat for a pregnant mother is until the child is born, irrespective of whether the child is born after 1 day or 8 months. Right? वट इज़ रिवोकेशन. हम बार बार बात करें रजात रजात की, तो थोड़ा इसको भी समझ लेते हैं. दिस मीन्स दैट द हस्बैंड टेक्स बैक हिज वाइफ ड्यूरिंग द इद्दत पीरियड. जब एक दफ़ा इद्दत गुजर जाएगी वो तलाक हो जाएगी, रजू नहीं हो सकता. अगर तो 3 तलाक़ें हो गई हैं. आफ्टर हैविंग डाइवोर्स्ड हर बाय 1 or 2 unambiguous talaqs, no new nikah is required. However, although the husband revokes the talaq, it will still be counted when adding the talaqs. For example, if he gives her 1 talaq, it will be considered as 1, thus leaving him with only 2 talaqs opportunities, and if he gives her 2, then it will leave him only 1 talaq. यानी जो होती जाएगी वो उसके उसमें से ख़त्म होती जाएगी. इसके भी कुछ रूल्स हैं रजात के. फॉर एग्जांपल, द कंडीशन ऑफ रजात इज़ दैट लेस देन 3 तलाक हैव टू बी गिवन. जाहिर सी बात है, आफ्टर 3 तलाक दे आर नॉट अलाउड टू revoke back. It is mustahab to make a verbal rajat in the presence of 2 witnesses. So if he want to take his wife back in the front of 2 elders, he can say. नाउ वी सेट दैट वर्बल रजात, यानी कि ज़बानी वो कह सकता है सबके सामने कि आई वॉन्ट टू टेक बैक माई वाइफ. उसका भी एक मेथड है. द हस्बैंड टेल्स हिज वाइफ आई हैव टेकन यू बैक इन माई निकाह, और ही टेल्स समवन एल्स आई हैव टेकन माई वाइफ बैक. सो इट शुड बी डन बिफोर द पीरियड ऑफ इद्दत एक्सपायर्स. बार बार आपको बता रहा है कि इद्दत से पहले, एक्सपायर होने से पहले अगर वो कहता है, कैसे कि मैं अपनी बीवी को वापस अपने निकाह में लेता हूँ, या किसी को कहता है कि मैंने अपनी बीवी को वापस अपने निकाह में ले लिया. और ये तो था वर्बल. अब प्रैक्टिकल रजात क्या है? द हस्बैंड डज दोज एक्ट्स विच कॉज अफिनिटी, फॉर एग्जांपल टचिंग हिज वाइफ एक्सेट्रा. Now there is another issue which is really too much prevailing. Some people use some words which unfortunately refers towards divorce, but they don't consider it because as per them हम मजाक कर रहे थे, we were joking. So let us see what Sharia says about type of words used for talaq. The first one is known as talaq sari, which is explicit words. The second one are known as talaq kinaya, which are ambiguous and inferred words, like you can take so many meanings from that. So what is talaq sari? Explicit talaq. Talaq sari is when a husband divorces his wife using such words which are clear and explicit, and there is no possibility of having other meanings. For example, he says to his wife, talaq or I divorce you. In this type of talaq, the intention of husband is not taken into consideration because his words are clear. Whereas in talaq kinaya, it is when the husband divorces his wife and the words or phrases which he has used have a dual meaning and depends solely on the intention of the husband. For example, the husband tells his wife, you are alone. This could mean the wife is divorced, separated from the husband, or it could mean that the man is telling his wife she is only wife. So here in कनाया जो मैं आपको उर्दू बताऊँ, ढके छुपे ऐसे अल्फाज, शुबा वाले अल्फाज जिसमें हम कई मीनिंग्स ले सकते हैं, तो वो हम कह सकते हैं कि इसका मतलब ये है कि तुम मेरी वाहिद बीवी हो, या इसका ये मतलब है कि तुम अकेली हो तो आई डाइवोर्स यू. So such kind of words needs to be avoided. Number 2, count your इद्दत. If he says कि तुम अपनी इद्दत गिनना शुरू कर दो कि then means he divorces. This could mean that wife should calculate the number of days for her iddat, or that she is going to sit in iddat. So this means his intention was towards divorce. If the words of kinaya are used after an argument, then talaq will take place. If, let's suppose, husband and wife is in a heated arguments and then he uses such kind of words, it means that divorce have happened. So I will not explain it more because we have already discussed it. But there is another kind of talaq which is known as talaq-e-mughallaza. It means that the husband gives his wife 3 divorces and can be as follows: 3 divorces in one sentence, 3 divorces in the course of one known menstruating period, or 2 divorces and then he reconciles. After reconciliation, he gives her another divorce. So this becomes total 3 divorces, and 3 talaqs spread over 3 periods of purity. It has some rules. One cannot make rajat after talaq mughallaza. Mughallaza means now no more they can be together. It is immaterial whether the husband gives his wife 3 talaq sari or talaq bain. It will still be considered as talaq mughallaza. The husband can only marry her again if one of the following takes. If the wife marries somebody, and वो जो हलाला का कॉन्सेप्ट है, ऐसे फिर ये इसके बाद शादी नहीं कर सकते. What is halala? A very controversial topic in today's world. Let us little bit understand it. If a couple intend reconciling after 3 talaqs having been issued, then it is necessary that halala takes place. Halala is that after a woman is given 3 talaq, she has to complete her iddat, whereafter she has to marry someone else and she has to cohabit at least once. Now, when the second husband gives her talaq and after she completes the iddat, she may remarry her first husband. The main criteria for halala is that cohabitation must take place, ejaculation is not necessary. Now it is mentioned in Bukhari that Aisha Radhiyallahu anha mentioned that a person issues his wife 3 talaqs, his wife remarried him, the second husband divorced her, not with him, with someone else. The second husband divorced her without having intercourse with her. The Prophet was asked, is she permissible for the first husband? He replied, she will not be permissible for the first husband as long as does not have physical relation with her. Now we have studied miscellaneous talaqs. Acha, before for halala, let me explain you that it should be a natural halala. It should not be a planned halala. Like if a wife marries to someone else and they are living as husband and a wife, and out of any heat up argument or reason he divorces her, not because first husband is saying, just because there happened some issue among them, then halala can be possible. Or if she is widow, then halala can be possible. I have told you that there are some rights which are also given to women as well. So, talaq tafweez is one of the right which is given to women. For example, talaq tafweez means when the husband gives someone else the option of talaq. There are 3 ways for it. The husband authorizes his wife, the husband authorizes someone else, or the husband sends someone else with the message of talaq. In simple words, husband at the time of nikah gives the one right of talaq to his wife. या वो उसको डायरेक्ट बता देता है या उसके किसी बड़े को कहता है कि मैं उसको इस बात पे, बट दिस शुड बी with a condition. It cannot be happen without a condition. The wife needs to say that I will divorce you if you remarries, or if you does not fulfill my maintenance rights etc. And the condition should be valid as per Sharia. ये नहीं कि बस जब मेरा दिल चाहा मैं आपको एक divorce दे दूँगी. ठीक है सर, तलाक तफवीज़ यानी गिवन वन राइट ऑफ डाइवोर्स ऑफ हस्बैंड टू हिज वाइफ बट विथ कंडीशन. Khula is another mean of disconnecting the contract of nikah by accepting an amount of wealth from the wife as a compensation for divorce. In short, the husband divorces his wife, like वो खुला पे sign करता है when wife wants it from husband. If she demands, then she has to give back the dower which she has received, जो महर जिसकी हमने बात की थी, और उस कंडीशन पे फिर हस्बैंड उसको खुला कर देगा. So viewers, these were different divorce issues. Then of course there comes maintenance, there comes other rules as well, which is not part of our today's lecture. I am again thankful for the one from whom's lecture I have delivered it with you. I tried to cover it in a very comprehensive manner. Of course, there are many discussion related to so many issues which you can ask by commenting if you need some question. Now I am signing off from this lecture. I hope you understood it. If you have any questions, please do ask in comments and tell us that what you understood, and if you can share any experience, you are more than welcome. I hope that in future we'll do more for you. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.